Welcome to J-Pop Take a Break. Picture this, a cozy table in a retro Japanese cafe, and you've just joined me here. I'm Terence, a longtime fan of J-Pop and Japanese entertainment, especially since the 90s. While we sip something warm, I'll share what's been on my mind about the music, dramas, movies, and more. Let's take a break together. Hi everyone, welcome to episode 6 of J-Pop Hope you are all doing well wherever you're listening to this. Today, I will talk about one of my favorite artists, LiSA. So, not the LiSA from Blackpink, but the LiSA in J-pop who has achieved a lot of great feats and also singing the theme songs for a lot of popular animes. So there are some songs I would definitely love to talk about. But before that, I want to shout out or share about this new service that I just got on called StationHead. So what StationHead is, it is an app where anyone can go on to discuss music together. And what's best of all is that you can play music and listen to music through Apple Music or Spotify. So what I cannot do here in the podcast, unfortunately, is actually play you the songs that I've been talking about a lot. But in that app, I can. For this episode, I have already streamed and talked about the songs or played the songs that I'm going to talk about today. So if you haven't already, or after this podcast, please go to the link that I'll link to below in the description. And please follow me on StationHead. It's an app that you can easily download and you can just join and listen to the music together with me. And I will also do live podcasts on there from time to time as well. So we can actually interact, or you can just go on there and listen to the song that I would want to share with everyone. So that's a very exciting element to this, that we can actually, instead of just for you to click on individual links, you can actually go somewhere and listen to all the songs that I'm talking about. So StationHead is the app. Please check it out, and I hope to see you there. Now with that, let's get into it. So LiSA, who is she? So she has been a singer since about 2010. Where she debuted as she first started out being one of the singing voice of a character in the TV anime Angel Beats, and then from there she started debuting as a solo artist and released her own album, and then she has since done a lot of different music for anime in particular. For example, Fate Zero, Sword Art Online, and also Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. A lot of great hits that have really not just been big in the anime fan world, but actually big in the general public. In Japan, definitely, for example, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, their last movie in 2020 is actually the highest grossing movie ever for Japan market. So beating the Ghibli movies, beating any live action or non-anime movies. So that was basically a cultural revolution. And in that film, she sang a very, very big hit, and which we'll get to later. But she also sang multiple theme songs for the anime itself. And then this year in Japan, the latest film from Demon Slayer has just come out. It is the first of 3 final films that will conclude the chapter and conclude the story about basically the main character whose sister got turned into a demon. He goes on a journey to defeat with other people the ultimate final boss that will help to save all humanity in a sense. It's both action, but also a lot of heart and humor. And it's out in Japan, the movie, but not out globally just yet, I believe. As of this recording, end of July of 2025. It's also featuring another new song from LiSA. So I definitely want to talk about just how amazing she is. What I really appreciate about LiSA and her songs is that she has an ability to bring so much emotion into her voice in the different techniques that she uses, where it can sound very rock or she can sound cute, but also very deep and emotional and bring through the depth of her voice. And there are so many songs where her notes are soaring and you can feel her voice going up into that high tone, and you go along the journey with that, and you can feel that if it's a cry for hope or a cry out of agony, there is something in there that just pulls at the strings of your heart. The few songs that I want to talk about tonight will be, the first one is her newest song. That's the one of the two theme songs of the latest Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba movie, which is Zangoku na Yoru ni Kakayake. In English, they call it Shine in the Crew Night. What I really love about it is that it's really a journey in itself. And in terms of the context of what this song is, this movie that's just come out in Japan, they are going into the final, I would say, home base or arena of the big villain, where they call it the Infinity Castle. So they in the last ending of the show, all the main characters got dropped into the den or this castle, and they as if these doors open from beneath your feet, and they all fell in, and they just keep on falling because it's just there is no end to this area where there are rooms upside down. There are you can see into distance, but they're just different rooms all the way down. So it's an expansive maze that they are falling into. And but they now know that there is no going back because the big bad is in front of them. So they all have to fight it, but they're all spread out wherever they are. And they also see a lot of different demons that they'll have to fight. So it is the beginning of the final battle. And in the song, it talks about this night and darkness and the cruelness of it all. And they are falling into that. And it's as if it's a cry for them to keep on going, is what the song makes me feel like. So in the lyrics, it talks about how it is about believing your voice, and we're screaming out that we're not alone, and all of our beliefs, all of our wishes are combined together, and we're gonna go forward. And so there is a sense of determination and commitment to go, and that's what you hear in the music. And then come the strings, and but then there's a little bit of darkness that comes through it. When the darkness, there's the wishes that are all engulfing around you, and and then there is a silence before heading into the final chorus, and the silence helps to bring that reflectiveness to it. And then it goes into talking about thinking of the blue sky that we once saw, and about seeing it with you. The you could, we can interpret the you in different ways, but seeing it with you in my dream, and remembering that being alive is the most wonderful thing and most beautiful thing. And, to get to you, we're going to just take one more step, even if it's just one, so that we can go beyond the night. And it just ends with ike, meaning like go. Like, I think it's to everyone, but also to ourselves. So it's like in the midst of even darkness that we're going to move forward no matter what, and remembering what we're going to work to achieve. And so that's the song that really encompasses what this first of three final chapters of this movie is about, and how, despite how bleak it all is, that we're going to try, we're going to not give up. And with the lyrics and the way they arrange the music, how it just take you on this journey of the darkness, but also there's brightness, and but there is this subtle hope. And with her voice just carrying all that in this one song, you can see how much effort they've put into this, and how much they've put into making sure that this really represents what this movie is going to be about. So I'm very excited to. I mean, I got chills listening to this song. I've heard it already. It's been playing my car for the past week or two, but just going through it again, and really reading the lyrics as I go and imagining what this means in the grand scheme of the movie, I just got a lot of chills and I got a lot of hope and energy, and I hope you will too. So please take a listen to this song again.残酷な夜に輝け, Shine in a Cruel Night. This is the latest song from LiSA, so it should be pretty easy to find. So that's one. The next song I want to talk about is also related to Demon Slayer, which is Homura. For fans, you'll know why this is big. For those that don't know, this is another theme song from the Demon Slayer series, and this was the ending theme of the last movie, the one that really broke all box office records. And this movie at the time, it featured the main characters going on a train and they were heading somewhere, and along the way there is a big demon that comes out and they have to fight it. But then they also have someone who is called a Hashira, who is one of the kind of like the most elite members of the Demon Slayer team, I would say. And he really shows up and features for first time, and he fights with the main characters who are just really learning and getting better, but they're not that strong yet. And it ultimately ends on a very emotional note. The movie does, and this song just represents everything at the end of the movie and the tears that everyone has. And it's a very dramatic rock ballad. And what is really great about how they've composed this song is that they broke it up as if that they are talking to each other. So one is where the main character is as if talking to the Hashira that I talked about, whose name is actually Lengok-san. So in the movie, they'll keep on screaming Lengok-san, Lengok-san about it. So it's as if the main character, Tanjiro, is talking to Lengok-san. And then in reverse, it's also like Lengok-san talking back to Tanjiro about kind of like what it means to be them and what it means to have that kind of that will and that fight to go on and to pass it on. And it's just very emotional hearing that song, especially after what happens in the movie. I'm trying really hard not to spoil anything for anyone that maybe have not seen it and will be open to watching it. But trust me, if you watch this movie and you get to that song, you will feel very emotional because of what's transpired before it. But what I really want to point out is at the end of the song, it talks about, again, this idea of, I will take what you've entrusted in me. And in this part, it talks about the happiness, the promises. I'll go even further beyond that. I will take that and I'll keep moving forward without looking back. And I only face forward and shout and really light that flame in my heart all the way to distant future. So imagine that flame that's going to be in your heart, that's going to give you that drive, and you'll just keep on moving forward, marching forward no matter what, and not giving up. While taking on all the wishes and all the will of the others that are important for you, and really moving forward. I think that's the very strong message that the song has. And Homura, the song title, basically means flame, and so you can see why that is. So again, LiSA just brings up so much emotion when she sings this song, and it's like a silent cry, but then it goes into a space where she's just crying for herself and for you, the listener, that we're gonna go forward together and go into the distant future. So this song, was composed by Kajiura Yuki, who was the composer for also a lot of great series animes that LiSA has worked on. So the Fate Zero, Sword Art Online, and Demon Slayer. And this was actually number one on many charts. When this came out as a single, LiSA's album also came out on the same day, and both got to number one on the Oricon chart, which was the first time for female artists to do so since Utada Hikaru, who did that 16 years prior to that. And this song itself has streamed over 3 billion times. So, and it also got into the top 10 for a Japanese artist for Apple Music in the global top 100 at the time. So this is really one of her biggest hits. So I definitely recommend everyone to try to listen to this. So those two that I mentioned, Homura and Zangoku no Yoru ni Kagayake, those two are the songs for Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. But I also want to introduce some of her other songs. So one that I think is really worthy of a highlight is Crossing Field that came out in 2012. So this was the opening theme of Sword Art Online, the anime, and it's the first opening theme for season one. And what this anime is about is that it's a future world where people can go into like a virtual reality and they can become any characters and they can play in the game and they'll feel things, and so it's really what's happening right now, but a little bit more advanced. But what happens is that the game creator decided to trap them all in there, and if they die in the game, they'll actually die in real life. So it's about the main characters trying to fight through the game and believing that if they finish the game, they'll be able to find a way to escape. And so this song, it kind of builds up in with the beat and everything. You can feel what it's like to fight and that rush that comes from that. But it's also a song about trust. And the main two characters, the male and female characters, Kirito and Asuna, they're trapped together, and at first they don't know each other, they're not even friends. But they grow to build a relationship, and they try to get through this together. So it's I think of it as trust me, and we can get through this, and so Crossing Field is one that everyone should definitely check out. As well as one song that I also truly love from last year, 2024, is called Black Box. So Black Box is also an opening for an anime called Nia Automata. So it's spelled N-I-E with a capital R. And Nier Automata is originally a game about these androids that are tasked with fighting these alien androids that have taken over Earth, and they or invaded, and that's why the humans have escaped to somewhere else. I think it's to the moon. So until they're able to defeat them, the humans cannot come back. So they're fighting for people, and these androids, they look like people. They have thoughts, they have feelings, they have pain, but they are androids. It sounds like it's just a battle game, but there's a depth of what it means to be an android with human feelings. What does it mean to fight for someone who you don't even see, and there is no end in the mission, and so the anime is based on that. And but the theme song was actually the theme song of the season 2, which was the final season of the show itself. And Black Box is actually a representation of the heart of the characters. And so there's another song where it starts off where very slow, and she sings as if she's whispering to herself, and it talks about the sadness, the loneliness, and she sings as if it really doesn't go anywhere. It's like, I'm not sure where this goes. But it really links with the sadness and melancholy that kind of permeates through the characters in the anime as well. Um, and and then it just builds up to that momentum where it's like a scream for, please tell me what's happening, like what's going, like listen to me. And it ends with the chorus ends with this line says, "Arayuru kanashimi wa hoshi o mezasu." So meaning that all kinds of sadness will aim for the stars. And in one article, LiSA talks about how the star, it may represent how maybe it's someone that passes away and they become that star, or maybe someone's wish or hope. It's not defined, but there's something of a longing, of a wish for it to become something that all this sadness will ultimately get there and it'll come and protect us. So there is a sense of wishing for something better, which I think is very tied to the space element of the anime and how they're fighting for something beyond the stars as well. But also, they have all these sadness and feelings that they don't know where to put as well, and just but still wishing for something to happen. So I think this song again really represents that anime very well, and it brings up a lot of different kind of emotions too when I listen to it. So all of these four songs have been different, have represented different things, and I definitely want to close this off with this song that's actually very upbeat. And if you listen to a lot of her other songs, and not all her songs are actually anime related, she is a legitimate artist. And she has many facets to how she produces her music. But one that I want to close this off with is Catch the Moment. It is also an anime song. It's also for Sword Art Online. Ordinal Scale is the film name. But it is very upbeat. It is rock. It's basically calling you to really catch that moment, and I think this will be one that you'll really get a sense of how she can really rock it in so many ways. And what she does is, I've seen not her live concert unfortunately, but I've seen the live concert film in theaters, and she does it so well to really bring up the energy of the audience. And I see how this is one of those songs that does that, where it's just like calling you to really do something. And I think that's what's really great for a lot of her songs that are basically like anthems that we can sing to, but also to call us to do action, to really take ownership of our lives and really enjoy that moment. And then there's a lot of thought and creativity and energy that she puts into her music, and you feel it. And I think what's been also really awesome to hear is how she has progressed for the past more than 10 years, like it's 15 years of being a professional artist, in that her voice has progressed in the range and the way that she can produce the different emotions that she wants and really get a different kind of message and feeling in you every single time. So I definitely hope that everyone can try out LiSA. And if you go to obviously any service, YouTube, and that you want, so I'll definitely put links below where you can stream the music in the description. But also, highly recommend again to check out the app StationHead, where I have already done live recording of these songs, and I have labeled it as well, and I have left a little bit comment in between as well. So it's like, a live radio show, which I plan to do a lot more of. So sometimes I would do a broadcast just for fun, where you can really play music. You can go comment, or if you ever feel like it, and we can even talk together as well. But you can really listen to the music at the same time. And I have the recording of the songs in this order. So think of it as like a continuation of this podcast. So I hope to see you all at StationHead as well. Well, thank you today. That was a very fun episode for me, especially since I've done the StationHead recording as well. I was listening to the music. I had so many different emotions that I really was able to bring into this podcast recording as well. So I hope you get to really experience the amazingness of LiSA. I would definitely talk about her again because there are so many songs that I haven't been able to get to. So I'll definitely bring her back as a topic. And I hope that all of you will watch the Demon Slayer movie when it comes out in an area near you. Or if you haven't already, it's never too late to start from episode 1. Thanks for joining me at the table today. I'll be back soon with more to share. Until then, take care and enjoy your next cup of J-pop entertainment.